And nothing like a lukewarm burger and soggy fries to really get the neurons firing.
Speak for yourself. I still can't believe you dragged us to that dump.
Joe, is that really how you're going to start the second episode of this series?
I'm sorry, Barry, but it's just been so long since I've had Burger King that I just kind of forgot about it.
It's okay, Joe. Anyways, welcome everyone to the second episode of Night of 100 Frights.
Yeah. Welcome to the episode that stars Joe trying to poison us with Burger King. It's honestly disgraceful. I'm a billionaire eating what tastes like flame-broiled insulation foam.
Come on, Don. Don't tell me a part of you didn't miss the taste of disappointment and regret.
The only regret I have right now is letting you order for me. If I had known you were going to grab me a burger that's 80% mayo and 20% structural disappointment, I would have just eaten a napkin and called it a day.
To be fair, we did let Joe choose the restaurant.
Yeah, and that's a mistake that's never, ever happening again. Every time I've gotten something from that shit restaurant, it's always been disappointing. In fact, the last time Burger King was good was back in the early 2000s.
That was a golden era. Back when the fries had a little crunch and the crown actually meant something.
I remember that. They used to sell Xbox games for $5. I think there's a guy on Reddit with like 4,000 copies of Sneak King.
First off, what the fuck is with this jump? Also, excuse me, 4,000 copies of a shit game? Tell me that you're just joking, Barry.
Honestly, I wish I was, but nah. Dude made it his life's mission.
Took you long enough to get those snacks. I almost passed out eating my food watching that.
Don't think anyone would have minded if you did. So let me get this straight. There's some loser out there hoarding copies of a Burger King stealth game.
Honestly, that kind of commitment's rare these days.
That's not commitment. That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. Almost as sad as the sandwich.
You're telling me you wouldn't want to sneak around as the king, handing out whoppers in the shadows?
I wouldn't want to be the king, eat like the king, or even look at the king. That guy haunts me. I'll stick with Scooby.
Speaking of Scooby, did you see all the support on the last episode?
Of course they loved it. I was in it. I basically carried the entire episode.
Either way, it's nice to know people are watching. It almost makes this meal worth it.
Joe, don't start with me about this dog shit food.
So what's the plan for this episode?
Well, if you remember from the last episode, we have the helmet now, so spiderwebs are no longer a problem. Besides that, just more of the same, collecting snacks and opening gates. So what have you two been up to since the last episode?
Well, I've watched this movie called Until Dawn, which was honestly pretty good.
That's the one based off of the game, correct?
Correct.
Did you enjoy it? I heard it wasn't pretty good.
I actually posted a review of it on my Letterboxd, but I'll give you the gist of it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I still wouldn't call it good. It has a lot going for it technically, some great shots, great kills and effects. The actors all did a fine job, but the plot is a mess least compared to the game.
What about you, Barry? Still playing your little looter shooter?
Yep, been replaying Borderlands 3 lately. Just trying to get back into the groove before Borderlands 4 drops. Gotta refamiliarize myself with the mechanics, the loot grind, the chaos, all of it. Plus, it's a good way to unwind after dealing with you two.
You're really buying that? I mean, I know you're rich, Barry, but that's going to be like an $80 game for something you'll play once and pretend you're still enjoying 6 months later.
Says the guy who dropped $100 on Genshin Impact skins and then forgot his password.
That's different. That's called investing in aesthetics. You wouldn't understand.
Regardless, Borderlands 4 looks solid. Guns galore, chaotic power, stylish visuals. I'm here for it.
That little robot's my favorite. Guy's got spunk.
Of course he is. You're both loud, erratic, and nobody ever knows what the hell you're trying to do.
Joe, just eat your soggy fries and promise us you'll never say that again.
Next time I'm picking Pizza Hut, at least their food doesn't taste like depression.
Jesus, why does this kitchen look like such a mess? Trump, did you try to cook something in here?
Very funny, Joe. If I cooked, the kitchen would be spotless. Unlike your brain, which frankly looks like it has holes in it due to the Burger King that you've been ingesting.
And yet I'm still sharp enough to know letting you near a stove is a national security risk. Just don't be surprised when I order pineapple on every slice just to ruin your night a little extra.
That's disgusting. You belong on a watch list for that kind of behavior.
Of course you'd be a pineapple on pizza guy.
It's sweet, it's savory, it's misunderstood, like me.
You're not misunderstood, Joe. You're just wrong.
That's a war crime, Joe.
Agreed. Pineapple on pizza is how civilizations fall.
Anyway, not gonna lie. I'm loving the monster variety in this game.
Yeah, they really pulled some bangers from the series. Even the goofy ones feel threatening.
Oh, great, just what we needed. The creeper's showing up like he's the star of the show or something.
Heh, he looks just like you, Joe. Maybe he's related considering how sleepy you're looking right about now.
And I see Shaggy is once again being harassed.
Honestly, what else is new? That guy just can't catch a break.
Now we just gotta deal with this Sleepy Joe situation.
No need to worry, Obama. He's just as weak as all the other monsters.
You weren't lying about that. Why did they hype this guy up so much?
I told you that he was related to Sleepy Joe. You saw how easy it was to put him to bed, didn't you?
Hey, I'm not sleepy. I'm just conserving energy. Unlike some people who run their mouths all day and still manage to look like they need a nap.
Conserving energy, more like running on empty. You and that creeper could start a club, napping for champions.
Wait, hold up. I gotta ask, and I'm sorry for bringing up old topics, but why Pizza Hut, Don? Why not some other place? What's the special sauce there?
Because Barack Pizza Hut knows how to deliver. I did a commercial for them, so you know it's gotta be good. Unlike this sorry excuse for a meal we're choking down now.
Oh sure, your endorsement deals always come with extra cheese and extra BS.
Look it up, genius. 1995, me and the Hut changed the game. I made pizza crust history.
Wasn't that the one where you and your ex-wife were eating pizza backwards?
You know what? Hold on, I'll pull it up. This is real culture.
Do you really think this is the right thing for us to be doing?
Man, you look like a
Ivana?
soap opera villain in this. That hair is doing a lot.
That's called charisma. That's what peak performance looks like. Millions of people watched this and immediately
wrong,
bought
isn't it?
pizza.
Millions of people also watch Sharknado, Don. Doesn't mean it was a good idea.
Yes, we eat our pizza the wrong
Look
way.
at that delivery, the confidence, the crust. That's presidential energy.
I love how proud you are of an ad where you ate pizza the wrong way with your ex-wife.
That's not the wrong way, Joe. That's the Trump way. I flipped the entire game.
Actually, you're only entitled to half.
Large, just $9.99.
Yeah, nothing says presidential like deep dish divorce pizza.
Next thing you know, he's gonna say he invented pepperoni.
At this point, I'm shocked he didn't claim he was the Hut.
If I were you, clowns would be eating like kings right now.
So I noticed it's been a while since we've gotten an upgrade. Felt like the game was just handing them over like crazy.
Yeah, the next two we get aren't as amazing as the football helmet. One is for finally being able to walk over tar, and the other is an upgrade to the lampshade and slippers.
Safe to assume this is where the game starts picking up on the platforming side as well.
Yep, pretty much right after we grabbed the helmet, the kid gloves came off. Which, by the way, means there's no way Joe here would have made it this far without me carrying the load.
Screw you, Trump. I've played hard games before, like, let me think.
Take your time. I'll grow old while you make something up.
Trump, please. All of you know I once beat House of the Dead without taking a single hit.
Sounds like all you did was just play on attract mode at the mall while no one was watching.
The only thing clean about that run is how fast you're lying, Joe.
You guys can laugh all you want, but back in the day, I owned the arcade. Kids used to gather around just to watch me go off. I was a local legend.
A local legend in what, wasting quarters?
You don't have to believe me, but back in the day, the arcade was my domain. Dance Dance Revolution, Soul Calibur 2, Crazy Taxi. I used to crush high scores in front of all the neighborhood kids.
Were the kids really impressed or just confused why an adult man was hogging the DDR machine?
Bit of both in all honesty.
What I do understand is that none of those games are platformers, and none of them would prepare you for this game.
Speaking of games, did you guys see that new Sonic Racing Crossworlds trailer? They packed it with everyone. Hatsune Miku, Joker from Persona 5, even Steve from Minecraft.
Yeah, it's such a crazy mix of characters. Looks wild.
Plus, it's got cross-play, so you can race against friends on any platform.
That's pretty cool. But can it really beat Mario Kart? World looks pretty good from what I'm seeing.
Obama, please. Maybe you need some glasses because World isn't even as good as Mario Kart 8.
He has a point, Obama. I like the world mechanics, but what's the point when 70% of the course designs have nothing going on? The MK8 tracks, excluding expansion courses, had so much effort and detail. Every track, not just a few.
But the amount of advanced tech you can do in the game, even on the first day, is impressive. Wall rides, bouncing of objects, rail grind. MK8 looks gorgeous, and the tracks are amazing, but gameplay-wise, it felt very on rails. Zero gravity makes for cool-looking tracks, but barely produces any gameplay variety, in my opinion.
I don't want to spend 2 laps getting to an average course, Obama.
And I'm not giving him 96 tracks.
This is some very happy-go-lucky music we have here, considering what the game just showed us, and I'm assuming that's the power-up you were referring towards earlier.
Correct. It replaces the slippers and lampshade, while also fooling the slightly clever monsters as well.
Don't you guys think it's a great time to end the episode? We've been going on for quite a while.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't keep the fans waiting.
Exactly. No need to spoil them all at once. We'll give the people what they want next time. You're welcome, America.